Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nerds with Friends. My name is Cody Leach, and as always, I'm joined by Christian Garcia. What's up?
I want to start off first by saying welcoming Elliot Page to the dude community.
Yeah,
welcome,
Elliot.
It's
a real bad time to be a white male, so I don't know why you decided now.
So this is what I was gonna say. Like, people are coming out and said it's very brave. Is it? Is it brave? I mean,
Oh my God! Welcome to Christian's TED Talk.
I was just saying it's pretty easy choice. I mean, white dudes got it pretty nice.
Yeah.
This is what I think. This is what I think would happen. I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Okay.
I think she was sick of the 75 cents to the male dollar, and she just said, or he said, I want that 25 cents.
Yeah, but Elliot, he makes way more than any man that I know.
But compared to male white actors,
I don't know. I'd have to see the pay stubs, Christian.
Yeah, I guess so.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Ellen Page, formerly Ellen Page, has now come out as transgender. So, I mean, it's cool. I mean,
We've had this conversation off air, and it's kind of like when we heard, we're just kind of, I'm like, I'm fine either way.
My main problem with it, I was like, this better not affect Umbrella Academy, because that's really what I care about. Which
personal journeys, struggles you're going through.
Do whatever you want in your own time. Umbrella Academy is my time.
It's my Netflix dollars.
Yeah.
They take play whatever Netflix said. No,
they just went up $2 a month on Netflix, and now we know why. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. But yeah, good for her. You know, or him. Fuck,
you're gonna get us shut down.
Yeah, I know. Gonna get canceled. I definitely don't want to misgender him, Elliot. I mean, the cool thing about keeping your same initials, though, is you don't have to throw away any of the monogram towels.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Plus, he already loved wearing flannel.
Yeah, so, and suits.
And suits, yeah.
Suits.
I mean, it's
probably gonna have to make groin room in the pants. But
gonna be an easy transition.
But welcome. This is really how I wanted to start it.
Really, yes. Welcome to the white male-dominated world. You chose the winning team.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, it's brave. Is it? It was smart, I think.
I mean,
brave.
White guys are getting it.
Laverne Cox, from Orange is the New Black.
Yep.
Brave.
Yeah.
That was brave.
I mean, her last name's Cox. She picked that.
I wasn't gonna go there.
That's rough enough. Just saying. It's like, if you're gonna pick a name to make an easy transition, try not to pick a porn star name.
Maybe her name was already.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just saying. You got a blank slate. Do whatever you want. Pick a cool one. Make your name Harrison Ford. That's what I would do. I'm coming out as Harrison Ford. That's how I identify now.
Nice.
We're gonna get the one little earring that he has.
Yeah, don't do that.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
that's weird.
Don't do that.
That's a taint on Harrison Ford's legacy.
Yeah, it really is, and particularly like at his age now. Like, come on.
Come on. Get rid of that fucking earring. You don't need that. All right. Well, welcome everyone to Nerds with Friends. I hope you enjoyed this TED Talk. If you're still listening, thank you very much. If you're not, we understand. Make sure you guys check out nerdswithfriendspodcast.com. You can find all of our info. You can buy our tea, buy some supplements from Phoenix Fit. You can do all of our good stuff, but you can also find our Instagram, our Twitter, Facebook, and OnlyFans. I always want to say OnlyFans, but it's TikTok.
We're working on it.
TikTok just leads to OnlyFans. I think
eventually.
I think that's the natural progression of things now. So
I was joking around with people like, we're gonna do it with just the figures, the gremlins, just gonna be all naked.
So it's gonna
gremlins.
Cover up my dick with the gremlins.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Just gonna be me with Gizmo. I'm like,
oh, not Gizmo. No, not your Gizmo.
I hope
it's gonna be Grizmo.
I hope I'm not gonna get him wet.
Would it work?
I'm gonna put something in his mouth after midnight.
It would work. It would work. There's water in sperm.
There's water in everything, bro.
Did they specify? I'm going by movie lore. It's always been water. It's never been like
from a faucet or a bucket.
Yeah, it's never been like a Coke.
It's never been like Jell-O.
Yeah,
because there's water in Jell-O.
What about ice? I guess if it melts.
I'm sure if it melts enough, it's got to be. There's got to be like a threshold, like an amount of water. It's got to be like more than a tablespoon. Any
scientists listening, let us know. Would jizz work on Gizmo?
Scientists are the wrong person to ask. They have bigger fish to fry, Christian.
Yeah.
There's
Take a pause from COVID.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Let us know if, how this fantasy movie magic would work.
Yes.
But that's cool.
The fans are asking.
The world has to know. Enough of all of that, whatever that was. Let's start the show like we always do with some nerdy confessions, where we confess the multiple things that make us nerds. There's so many to choose from some weeks. I have like 1,000, and I just have to kind of narrow it down to one. I mean, I could talk about, I just bought a $350 gaming chair for my room, just play video games in. It's not nerdy enough.
No, you know what? That's also safety first, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting there, you know, you want your body to be rested, not doing damage.
So, quick story on that. That's entirely why I did it, is because I normally, the way my room is set up, I have my bed on one side, I have my TV on the other.
So, quick disclaimer, this is San Francisco. Our rooms are fucking tiny. So
and expensive.
And expensive. So, for those, Ireland, Dublin listeners.
Yeah, living in your 5-bedroom houses for 200 shillings a month or whatever it is. I don't know. It's not euros anymore.
No.
Well, I guess part of Ireland is still in the EU, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. We learned nothing from Leprechaun.
Yeah, Leprechaun was not very informative.
So
not as much as I thought.
We tried to learn your culture, and we didn't get much.
But yeah, Brexit, I know something's going on with that. It happened. Is it happening still?
I don't know. They're as fucked as we are.
Yeah.
They got their own Donald fucked up hair Trump over there.
I know. You guys laughed when we elected Donald Trump, and then you fucking did the same thing.
Like, here's my beer.
That's to be fair, that's the UK, not Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland they fought hard for their freedom.
That was definitely a hold my beer moment.
Scotland's the one who is part of the UK now.
Yeah.
But enough of world politics.
Yeah, not all us Americans are fucking ignorant, all right?
Yeah, this
we know
episode
some shit.
Is going off the rails. But yeah, fun story about that is, yes, in my tiny San Francisco bedroom, I have my TV on one side of the room and my bed on the other. So when I'm lounging down on my bed, I can look over and watch the TV. Problem is, there's very little space in between my bed and the TV for like playing video games, right? So what I normally do is I sit on the edge of my bed, but there's no back support. I'm hunched over like a fucking
It's probably
computer
terrible
hacker.
for your gooch too. The corner right up in there.
Well, I mean, I sit on the actual mattress part.
Still, I mean, it springs up.
Yeah, well, it's memory foam, so it's
Sorry,
quite
I'm
nice,
concerned
actually.
about your gooch.
Thanks. But the problem is twofold, because first, it's hurts my back, and like I could definitely feel it now that I'm in my 30s. Back pain is a real thing. I used to laugh at old people all the time for their misfortune, and I'm like, oh, look at this guy, oh, my back, I could cry me a river. And now I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry, sir or madam. But the other thing is I have a shitty IKEA bed, which has those like wooden slats underneath it, And so when I sit on the bed, after too long, like if I shift too much, the slats will fall off the edge and you'll hear like a snap, and it'll go boom, boom. And like 2 of them will fall down. I have to lift up my mattress, pull them up, and put them back on the little lip thing. And like I can't find a way of fixing it.
We're going to have to get you a real bed.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where, so initially what happened is I built the bed correctly the first time, but I used these like better slats on it, right? This is going to be a IKEA rant, and I apologize. But those better slats were pieces of garbage. They had a bunch of plastic on it, so they eventually broke after a couple years. I mean, I got a couple years, so I can't complain too much. So I got the cheaper ones, which lay down flatter, but there was like a piece when you're building the bed that you're supposed to put on when you're using those cheaper ones. I did not put that on.
There's always that one piece.
So now it's like I'm just constantly battling this bed. But now with the chair, it doesn't matter. So
I sleep on the chair.
Yes, I just sleep on the chair. My bed is just for laundry now. But yeah, so I guess that'll be my nerdy confession. Is I got a nice gaming chair. It's the I can't remember the brand. It has the Omega sign on it. It's one of those nice ones. It's like
Shrug. I don't know.
$350.
I made the noise for people not watch this on YouTube. So.
Yeah, but it's very nice. It's very comfortable. It's got some lumbar support. It's got like armrests that raise and lower, so I could just literally sit there on my belly and just play video games, Call of Duty. It's got a little pillow. It's got a little lumbar pillow. It reclines. It's got all sorts of cool shit. So yeah, it's really, really a good time. Really good for Call of Duty.
It's just
Makes me murder
sinking
so many
in.
more terrorists. Yeah. Christian, how about you? What's your nerd confession?
I don't want to go into it too much just because I feel like we praise Stormlight Archive so much, but I'm halfway through, and it's amazing. And I know we usually laugh and joke, but like I will say, he writes mental illness pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Like early 20s, anxiety and
Sanderson.
depression. This guy, big time. And just like listening to one of the characters go through it, I'm like, holy shit! I completely remember what that mindset is like.
Yeah.
And it's like I almost stopped it for a second. Like, dude, I don't want to kind of like regress to something, but to me it just goes to show like how well he writes that stuff. So I don't know if he's actually went through it himself, because I know in the beginning of the book he says he does reference and gets advice from mental health experts. But I will say, on the spot, he got a lot of stuff right. So good job for making me feel like shite during the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he had to have studied. And he had to have studied a lot of things to write this book successfully. Brandon Sanderson is like a master world builder. And, it's one of those things where, like, because this one, a race in the book, like deals in, like, when they're talking, they show their emotions through different rhythms. And so there's actually a lot of musical terminology in there too, which is really interesting, and just the science of sound too, which you get into a little bit later. And so, I mean, like, not only is he just creating this fantastical world and this epic story and these well thought out characters with their own personalities and disorders and stuff, but he also like researched like sound science.
Yeah.
And
I haven't gotten that far, but I mean, at least with the other things, like with metal, you could tell, like, okay, he's not just talking out his ass.
In
Like,
Mistborn and stuff, like, there's all these different metals and stuff like that, I mean, it's truly amazing. And if you guys haven't read any Brandon Sanderson, like, what the fuck?
do it. And sorry, we won't get it too into it too much because I don't want to ruin it for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think it sounds stupid when we talk about it.
Yeah.
I get
It's
it.
so good. It's
Really
so
good. Like, we do not do it justice. We talk about it wrong. Like, he's master wordsmith. Like, when I hear Cody or me like talk about it, I'm like, dude, anyone listening is gonna be like, that sounds stupid as hell. And that's just because we're so bad at explaining it, something how he did so well. So,
well, he also each of these books, like this recent one is 1,200 and something pages. Like, they're not short books, so he takes a long time to explain it.
Yeah.
Rather than us just trying to convince you to buy it in a 4-minute section. It takes a while. It's to learn about not only the characters but the powers, the magic system, and that's one thing I think he does really well is magic systems.
Yeah.
Which, if you're a big fantasy nerd like us,
honestly, that's what sold me in the beginning, because like people, like a writer will say like, oh, they do this through magic. This guy actually takes the time to explain how the magic works. I'm like, holy shit, and it made him way more believable for me.
Yeah, I think that might be a good thing for us to talk about real quick, is just when we talk about like high fantasy, low fantasy, hard magic system, soft magic system, like what those mean.
My mind straight went to porn. That's kind of hard porn.
The hard,
soft.
super hard R. Yeah. So like when we talk about, first of all, fantasy books, there's high fantasy, which think Lord of the Rings, Stormlight Archive, Wheel of Time, where it's the world is a different world than ours. It's not Earth with, America and England and Ireland and Belgium. Shout out to Belgium. It's not our world. It's completely made up. Game of Thrones is that way. Even though it's based off of Scotland and Britain and the War of Roses and all that stuff, it's not that world. It's in Westeros, right? So that's high fantasy. Low fantasy, Harry Potter, takes place, even though there are fictional fantasy places like Hogwarts or Hogsmeade or wherever the fuck, he still lives in London or whatever with his aunt and uncle, right? There's American people, there's British people, they live in our world. So that's low fantasy. And if you like it, you're stupid. I'm just kidding. And then when it comes to magic systems, there's a soft magic system, which the rules are loosey-goosey, and it normally is used to like propel the story along. Good example, Lord of the Rings. right?
That's true. They never really explained
Lord of the
how...
Rings has a garbage magic system.
Whoa. Okay. I love Lord of the Rings. We're not going to add garbage anywhere to it. I will say
It's got a garbage magic system.
they don't really explain
And garbage people like it. I'm just kidding.
how Gandalf does his light shows.
Well, so that's the easiest thing to kind of point at is Gandalf, right? Because there's other magic that happens in there, right? But Gandalf, he is a wizard, and apparently a very powerful wizard because all these different people fear him, right? But like, what can and can't he do?
He can make light out of
He can take his light on his stick and blow on it, and it glows. All right, pretty cool.
He can slam on a bridge and break it.
He can slam on a bridge and break it and shoot that light out. He can talk to mobs.
Yeah.
You could catch them and whisper at them, and then they go
and giant eagles.
And giant eagles, apparently. So there's like whatever the plot needs Gandalf to do, Gandalf can do via magic, or like the One Ring of Power, right? The whole point of Lord of the Rings.
It makes someone stronger.
It makes someone stronger,
and
or
evil.
hobbits invisible.
Yeah. Did anyone else wear it? I'm trying to think in the book.
So the men wore it. But
that's right. They didn't turn invisible. They just turned evil.
It didn't turn them invisible. They just got kind of angsty. They turned into Spider-Man 3, Peter Parker.
Just incels.
Yeah. And then like Galadriel really wanted it, and she got like crazy for a second, but she didn't actually, use it. And then hobbits turn invisible. So it's like, okay, like what does it really do? It's a ring of power. Duh. And so the magic system is not well defined, but there is magic in the world. You know what I mean? Harry Potter's kind of in the middle because, like, there are rules to the magic.
Yeah.
Because you have to have the wand, you have to say the words, and it does it, right? But then there's some unexplainable stuff that just happens because he tries harder.
Do you run out of magic in Harry Potter?
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know.
Like, can you get tired of doing spells?
When Harry Potter and, like, Voldemort are, like, fucking, Kamehameha-ing each other with the wands.
Yeah, they get the plasma.
Yeah, like
the liquid.
How do you try harder? You know what I mean?
You make the face. You're just
like,
yeah, you grunt.
Yes. So, that's kind of an interesting one. But I'd say for the most part, it's a hard magic system because there's like, you have to have the wand. You have to say the words. You have to do, they've even go into detail like having to do certain motions like the swish and flick, remember, for Wingardium Leviosa. All
right, Cody. Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Doctor Strange is primarily a soft magic.
What? He says the spell's name in the comics before he does it.
That's true. That's
like
true. He does.
Spell number 1,500, whatever.
The only reason, so I'd say he's like a semi-soft. Semi-soft would be like
so not
like
fully erect.
Not a hard cheese, not a soft cheese. Semi-soft cheese.
Semi-soft. Okay.
And
so like there's some girth. It's just not impressive.
Right. I mean, it's it's like if you woke up and it was like, damn, that's how it looks. You'd have a good day.
All right.
But you're not gonna you can't do much with it. It just looks nice. It was a penis joke.
Yes.
Hopefully people understood. The reason why I say he's kind of a semi-soft is because there does seem to be certain rules. The whole thing is like he has to use his hands, and his whole deal is like he hurt his hands, but then he had to overcome it with his astral self and all that kind of stuff.
Fixes it with magic.
So there are rules to what he has to do. He has to do like the Naruto ninjutsu fucking thing with his hands. And he has to have certain items to power certain spells. But the reason why I think it's semi-soft is because anytime that there's like an inescapable thing for him to do, he has something just right for that particular situation.
He just has to remember the spell.
He just has to remember the spell that he learned this one time that fits this one situation perfectly.
Photographic memory.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it seemed, and it comes from, like, Superman was honestly the same way for a long time. Like, if he needed to...
Who to tie in, is weak against magic.
That's true.
That means Doctor Strange will fuck him up.
Yeah, that's true. As long as Superman doesn't punch him first.
Oh, magic shield. He's not going to get through it.
If he can think that fast, because Superman's so fast. But the reason with Superman is originally, when Superman came out, he could leap tall buildings in a single bound, right? He didn't actually fly.
Yeah.
He just jumped really far, like the Hulk does, right?
Yeah.
And so, but eventually the story kind of needed him to go further than just jumping around, like fly around the world or whatever. So they just constantly changed his powers to suit.
Did you read his new power?
No, what's his new power?
So you know the laser thing he can do out of his eye?
Sure.
So he can just expel the whole thing out of his body. He can do that like just.
That's fucking stupid.
And then
Also,
it's supposed to be really, really strong. And when he does it, he's human for about 24 hours.
Oh, fuck.
It just expels everything out of his body.
Why would he do that then?
I don't know.
It's a good way to kill Superman. They're setting it up. I heard another thing where his like invulnerability is actually a small shield.
It's about half an inch off him.
And he can expand it to other people.
He's done it to expand it to other people. Yeah.
Yeah, they just got tired of drawing torn up suits.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it. No, it's not his body. It's an inch off. Yeah, I know we never talked about it, but you're just going to have to accept it.
Yeah, you just have to. He thought real hard and was able to do it. So that's soft magic system. Hard magic system is things that have specific rules. So good examples are Stormlight Archive, of course, and then Mistborn is another one.
D&D characters?
D&D characters, yeah. I mean, if you want the hardest like magic system, it's D&D because each spell has so many charges that you can actually do. They require certain components, and it lists it all out in terrible detail. So yeah, it's a very good example of it. And I like the hard magic system because you like to know and like to be able to put things out. It's like, whoa, what if he was able to do this? I know he doesn't have this capability yet, but if he did this and added this, then maybe he could do it.
Can you imagine though in real life, let's say like your real life campaign, you're a fucking fighter, you got a wizard, you're like, all right, do another of those fireballs. Like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you're out? Nah, I'm done.
Does anybody have a piece of charcoal? Because I need that to cast fireball.
It's like, dude, your magic's like, nah, I need to sleep for a day.
Yeah.
Before I can do any of that again.
It's like, hey, that was a pretty cool spell. Can you do that? I'm like, maybe if I saw it in a book.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was able to read it.
You know.
Well, you just saw that guy do it. Yeah, but I'm more of a visual learner. Like I need to like read something.
Can you imagine? It would be frustrating. It's like, nah, do it. Dude, we're going to die if you don't do it. You know what? 8 hours sleep, long rest.
Yeah. I am tuckered out.
Yeah.
I need
done.
a little bit of a nap. Yeah. The magic system in D&D is, I think, overly complicated for what it needs to be. Like the components is ridiculous. And we don't play that in.
And I was gonna say I don't think any DM. Well, maybe there are some.
Some sticklers. Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't do the fireball. You didn't get the.
Oh, I'm sorry. You wanted to fly. Do you have a feather of any kind in your person? I'm like, no. Where would I have gotten that? Well, you should have fucking thought. Well,
you were at the store. You should have asked.
You should have asked if they had feathers and a chunk of charcoal and a gemstone worth 100 gold or more.
It's like, so I'm just gonna have to sit out this whole fight.
Yeah, so
pretty much.
Well, I mean, you have that stick. It's like, well,
you go
great.
Poke someone if you want.
You go poke someone.
It's like, my friends are dying. Yeah. I could do spells to say, well, you didn't think about that earlier.
Should have planned that out a day in advance. You know how you have to prepare your spells every day for what you want to do that day. You should have foreseen this large gap that's in front of you. It's like, well, fuck.
Guess I'll sleep another 8 hours.
Yeah, I guess I'll sleep it over and tackle this problem tomorrow. But yeah, so I prefer the hard magic system in high fantasy. How about you? Do you have a kind of a preference?
I do. Like, I honestly, I've never really read anything with, I guess, what was it, hard magic. It was always been like Marvel or any fantasy I've read was always been soft. So this is the first time I've been introduced to hard magic, and yeah, I like it because it makes sense where like this powerful being can eventually be vulnerable if. Like, these guys, well, I don't want to get into too much, but these guys, if they don't have these certain crystals that are charged, they're not going to be able to use their fucking powers. So, and it's like...
and that's one of the reasons I like Brandon Sanderson so much is there's an economy to his magic, right? Like, all the radiant powers run off of Stormlight. So, if you don't have
Except for the little girl. Hers is food.
Oh, dude, you find out she has a... I can't even go to it, but you find out more about how she uses her powers,
in the previous
which is super awesome.
Which I really liked in the previous book. I'm like, wait, how, like she's using it differently. Like she eats food, which is like how fucking awesome. I wish I had that.
I wish.
You need me to slide hella far and do some magic or heal someone? Give me like 3 burritos and like an extra large pizza. I'll knock this out, no problem.
Instead of going into my powers, it goes straight into my thighs.
But that's the thing is like she doesn't gain weight. It's like that's what seemed amazing to me.
Yeah, I know. That's the best. Literally the best part of her magic.
In America, you'd be the most powerful fucking being. He's fucking fast food.
Hold on, let me hit up Mickey D's real quick.
Yeah, I'll heal the shit out of everybody here.
I need 37 Whoppers.
We get the dollar menu. Empty that shit.
Yeah.
Give me all of it.
I want it all. But yeah, so that's what's cool is there's a strict economy to it. Now, there are rare cases where like someone busts through or does something that's never been done before, but there's an explanation for why everything happens, which I like, because every time, like, and don't get me wrong, I know I shit on Lord of the Rings earlier. I love Lord of the Rings, but or like even Wheel of Time is a somewhat soft magic system as well, and those are great books, but it cheapens the achievement sometimes when it's just like, oh well, he just. Oh, you didn't know that Gandalf could shoot fireballs out of his stick? I'm like, well, why wasn't he doing that literally the entire time? And
you ran out of spell slots.
He ran out of spell slots, yeah. So, and like, if there's an explanation, like a one line of dialogue, like, oh, I can only do this once a day, a la D&D, then it would have some sort of justification. But it's like, okay, he could have literally done this every single time. Why hasn't he ever done it before? He just did it because the situation calls for it. So I like one where you can like try to guess what's going to happen. It opens up that problem solving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, read it. If we haven't given you enough fucking reasons to read it, or audiobook,
Fuck
which I love.
Soft magic. That's what I'm saying.
It's fun every now and then. Now you don't want to see the whole nipple of magic. You just want the tease of the magic.
No, I want it all. I want to suck on the teat of magic. All right, we're going to take a quick break where hopefully, again, you'll hear some delicious ads, and we'll be right back.
Unless it's FedEx. Then fuck you.
Yeah, unless it's FedEx. But here we go. Bye-bye. And we're back. That was hopefully you enjoyed those wonderful commercials.
Hopefully it was really targeted to what you needed.
Yeah, we
wanted.
We like to listen to what your inner thoughts and then tell Jeff Bezos
to just stick it in, slide it in.
She's really interested in a new frying pan. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Are you tired of sticking?
Great. Now I'm gonna get fucking frying pans on my fucking phone now.
The targeting ads are for real.
They're so good. They're so good. I've literally like talked to someone about something, and then I'll get a fucking email about it.
Yeah,
like right away.
When the new iPhone update came out, the iOS 14 or whatever they're on now, it came with like an Apple Translator app. So it's like, you like Google Translate, you could speak into it one language and it'll spit out another language.
Yes.
So I'm like, let me test my old Spanish skills. And so I was like, I switched it Spanish to English. And so I spoke some Spanish.
Let me guess. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Es un chiste. Si tú quieres, puedo usar mi lengua en su culo.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Should we translate that?
No, we don't have to. Our Spanish friends will get it.
They know what's up.
They know what's up. Es un chiste. Yeah, so I spoke a little Spanish into the translator thing and it spit it out. And I was like, okay, cool. I still got it. I could go to Mexico and have a great night.
Yeah.
But then immediately after, I turn on YouTube on my Apple TV. Spanish
shit
ads.
Came out in Spanish.
Yeah.
That's hella funny.
Immediately. It was crazy, man.
That happened to me for a little bit on Pandora. Like I have a couple stations that, like Mexican rock or like other stations. And like if I would play it, right away I'd start getting like Spanish ads. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The majority of the time I'm not listening to this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's so crazy is they're always listening and always like trying to sell you shit. You know what I mean? And even I'm like, look, I can speak some conversational Spanish, but I'm not about to switch over to Verizon, in Espanol.
I started to know that too with like Hulu.
Yeah.
I started getting some weird shit like, oh, your joints hurt? You fucking, you need this? You old fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Man, I've been complaining way too much.
It's just like, Blue Chew? I'm like, I haven't said shit about any of this. Like, what the fuck?
You look down at your dick. You betrayed me.
Yeah, whoa.
Talking in your sleep again.
So some of that stuff's just fucking insulting and fuck you. Like, don't send me that shit.
I had a really funny one where, because anyone who's watched this podcast on YouTube knows we have some, dare I say, interesting pictures that pop up, while we're talking about these things. And And so to get those, I have to do some searching on the internet. And it's like, I don't care about, protecting my information on Google and whatnot. It's whatever,
But when it's your photos.
But the things I have to search for to get exactly the photo I want leads to some very odd targeted ads, including this T-shirt. Let's go ahead and describe that picture.
Let's see. It is a tpublic.com. Free shout out to TeePublic. Yep.
They make great T-shirts. In fact, the shirt I'm wearing right now is from TeePublic.
So it says here, this year sucked. Your gifts don't have to. Get up to 30% off. Good gifts.
Yep.
It's a picture of two dudes. All right. Fairly attractive, I would say.
Yep.
One dude is bigger than the other.
Yep.
Kind of bear-esque, if you will. The other one's a little.
Looks a lot like me, in fact.
Yeah. Actually, the other one looks kind of like me, in fact. a little cubbish.
I know. It's getting stranger.
I want you to come. I want to come in your heart. Okay.
Yeah. So it's one guy saying to the other guy, I want to come in your heart.
It's called Queer Bait Comics.
Yeah. So that was a targeted ad for me.
It's a little freaky that,
Yeah.
It was like me without a beard.
Yeah, I know. It's strange. But yeah, it's some of the stuff I search for is just so weird. And then I get on wish.com and get real weird.
I feel like Wish doesn't give a fuck. They don't have that algorithm to see what you're looking at. You're like, you could have been like a church person looking at like puppies and kittens. They're like, anal beads.
Yeah.
Fucking strap on.
Like, hey, I know you.
Oh, well, that was a weird echo.
What's happening on this? Just switcheroo. Okay, that's fine.
Where are we at? Anal beads.
Yeah, anal beads. But yeah, it's one of those things where like Wish is so funny because, you could. I was like, oh yeah, I'm looking for like anime action figures, and it's like
Tiggle bitties.
You sure you don't? You sure you don't want this pair of underwear that gives you a fake vagina?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess.
Here's the underwear that tugs in your dick when you walk. I'm like, okay, a little aggressive, but all right. A little
aggressive, but how much is it? 55 cents plus shipping?
They have a lot of sex toys, and I don't know if, like, Wish would be my first choice.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I feel like...
Like, a 5-cent fleshlight, I'm pretty sure.
There's a few areas where you want to spend some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Anything
like,
going to go on your genitals, you definitely want to spend some dollars on.
Yeah, you want, like, dental work is another one. You don't want to cheap out on dental work, medical procedures. Don't cheap out on those. Things that touch your genitals are definitely one of those things. Things that go up inside you, drop an extra, $20.
Like, what materials are they using to make it that cheap? And do I really want to rub it against one of my favorite parts of my body?
Like, I feel like most of the butt plugs are just going to come off up in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to unscrew or something.
The stump at the end just...
Yeah. Oh, no.
And you got to have that awkward conversation with the doctor.
Yeah.
Except San Francisco is probably very common.
They're like, we got another one. Code 69.
Yeah. Got another Code Brown over here. Just get over here and fix it.
Yes. Like we actually have here at UCSF, we actually have an entire wing of the hospital.
Just straight
just pulling things out of your butt. Oh, God.
Do you imagine the first doctor that had to do... Actually, it probably wasn't even recent. That's probably some Roman shit.
Yeah. Oh, the Romans were into some weird stuff.
For sure.
They were like... It was like...
What? An olive stem? What?
Yeah. How'd you get it up there? How many olives are up there?
Jesus.
Sorry, Italy. Yeah. That's all we know. You put what kind of pasta up there?
Oh, would they have reached... Yeah. Would they reach China by then?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
That's where they got pasta.
I know Marco Polo brought it back from China, hanging out with...
That's, I guess, probably not.
Hanging out with, not Genghis Khan, but Kublai Khan?
I don't know. That's your people.
The Mongols, Christian?
No, the Italians.
Yeah. Well, I know Marco Polo. I don't know which Khan he was hanging out with. I think it was Kublai Khan. There was a whole show on Netflix that got canceled, unfortunately. That was quite good.
Blame Netflix for our ignorance.
Netflix is... They've canceled some good shit, and I'm not about it.
I don't know if I mentioned this just because I remember we're talking about Netflix. Barbarians. Watch that shit. It was really, really good. I started it. Don't watch it dubbed. It starts off dubbed. Switch it to its original German and Latin. So good.
I started watching the first episode, but I was doing other stuff, and you kind of have to pay attention.
You have to pay attention, and don't do it dubbed.
And I started it in dubbed, and then the guy started speaking was it Italian or Latin or
Latin.
whatever. And I'm like, and then it's in subtitles. I'm like, man, if you're gonna fucking dub it, dub everything.
Dude, well, the thing, it's just so much better, like, dubbed.
Yeah.
And, like, just because Latin is so
I
close
mean,
to...
subbed with subtitles.
Oh, sorry, subtitle. So, like...
Subbed and dubbed.
I love listening to the Latin part because certain parts I can pick it up because of Spanish. But it's, like, the acting is really, really great. And, you know, they do pick German people for the German part, and they do pick, I'm assuming, Italian for the Latins. But, like, to hear the disdain, like, when he calls them barbarians, like, barbaros. And it's like, dude, it's so fucking dope. Like, because in Spanish, we use that barbaro. It's the same thing, a barbarian. It's just like, but to hear the disdain in his voice, it's so good. You guys should watch it. I actually did a little bit of research on it. A lot of that stuff is accurate, which is, I thought it was just completely made up. But it's dope. It's really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely looked good when I was watching it. Again, it's one of those ones you got to actually sit down and, like, pay attention to when you're in the mood to watch like some show. You can't just have it on in the background like you know, like a YouTube show or whatever, you know.
Never thought I'd cheer for the Germans, but I'm like, yo, come on, Germans, get your shit together.
That was the last time they were right. You know, in a war and whatnot.
Oh, I thought right, like Reich.
Oh,
like
no, that was definitely not the last time. Christian, there was quite a few after that.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit's starting to seem like it's starting up again. I don't know.
Oh God. Another fun thing that I've recently got. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, Christian.
I hate you.
Like,
you know, I almost
you could get it and then it'll transfer over to your PS5.
I actually was
when you never get it.
Yeah, when I fucking never get my PS5. It's funny because it hurts.
It hurts so much.
I was actually considering, just because a lot of people I know are playing Call of Duty, considering doing, and also not only that, but the Miles Morales game. Like, yo, I really want to fucking play this, but I don't want to play it on now, quote, an inferior system. I definitely want to play it on the next one.
Miles Morales, I would wait just because it's like, you know, it's a PS5 launch title and it's a short game because
is it?
It has to be because that's why they're charging like $40 for it or whatever.
Oh, jeez, I don't want to hear that, man. I get it because they're gonna do like 5. You know, DLCs later on. It's gonna be $20 each.
Well, yeah, that's why, because the Ultimate Edition, I think it was, or whatever they called it, had the original PS4 game in its entirety and Miles Morales together. Miles Morales by itself is, I think, $39.99. So it's a very short game compared to the original one.
But I'm still gonna play the fuck out of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. But that's what I'm saying. Like, don't waste it on PS4. Wait to see the awesome graphics. Call of Duty.
I've seen some videos on it, and it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet because I was scared of it wrecking my system at first. But
do you know? Off topic. Do you know if it's a like hardware issue or is it like a software?
I think it was a software issue, and they've actually done a system update since that I think has resolved it. At least I haven't heard much about it.
You know, honestly, because that was kind of like my one hope. I'm like, well, at least I didn't get a faulty one.
Yeah,
but I guess I'll still get a faulty one.
Yeah, no. I think they've solved it. There's been like a full system update since then. And I haven't had any issues. I was having issues with Call of Duty at first and haven't had any since that update came out. So something about the stability.
I'll be fine with maybe you just send me more videos. Yeah. Like of you destroying people. It's been fun to watch on damn.
Dude, I've been getting pretty good, man.
I was like, he fucked them up.
Yeah.
I didn't catch all of it. One dude, what did he say? Like,
this is what, and this is another cool thing about PS5, talking about people spying on you and stuff. You can actually record the voice chat now when you do videos, you know, and send each other. So, like, I got play of the game, and what had happened was I was, you know, hiding. I'd gotten shot a couple times, so I was, like, hiding behind this fence, healing. Once I healed and reloaded, I went out and just fucking murdered hella people. I murdered this guy's entire team, plus him. Not really. There was, like, 3 or 4 of them that I killed. And he's on the voice chat. He's like, look at this fucking camper.
Who's that camper? Cody can be suck. This camper. This is playing off section.
Oh, fucking camper, you piece of shit, whatever. I'm just like, why are you so mad? First of all, I was dying, so I healed up in cover, which is what you're supposed to do. And then I just went out and murked him and all his friends.
I never understood why people would get so mad at it. Like, I would be upset. I'm like, damn, that sucked. But that's it. I'm not fucking cursing at people and shit.
Yeah.
Or like, I just always thought it was fucking weird.
The thing that bothers me when it comes to like a multiplayer video game is when someone's doing something like shitty, like something that I would consider not in the spirit of the game, because it is a game, right? And yes, you could play football and you could break a guy's collarbone or something, and yes, it's a clean hit, but you're playing football with your buddies. It's not in the spirit of the game. You know what I mean? Even though, yes, technically you will win because now they're down a player. So, yeah, when there's people who are, like, glitching out of the map and sniping you from above the map, like, that's stupid. I hate that shit. Like, what's the point? Or they're modding their computers so that they can run faster than everyone else, or that they could zip around the map.
See, and even with those modifications,
kind of
like, is the win really that satisfying? Knowing
that you fucking cheated.
Like, is it really worth it? How much better would it be, like, equal playing field, and then
it's way more fun. And I lose all the time, and it can be frustrating when your team's doing something stupid, but it's never like, oh, fuck these guys, I can't believe they actually beat me. It's never like that. It's like, oh, fuck, those guys are good.
See, that's why I switched over, like, first-person shooter mostly to Overwatch, because I was able to compete. I'm like, fuck yeah, like, I'm not fucking, like, dying once I pop up, which is always happening in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like, character pop up, I was like, dude, give me a running fucking start.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think what that kind of boils down to is it really comes down to, like, level design. And that comes from Activision or Treyarch or whoever's designing the actual game. Like, they need to make sure that you can't stand on one side of the map and see the spawn point at the other side of the map. Because there's always going to be one guy just sits there with the sniper rifle and just fucking hangs out and shoots you as soon as you pop up. And, Nuketown, which is a common...
Did they bring it back?
They brought it back. Yeah.
Nice.
I
love Nuketown.
There's a playlist right now called Nuketown 24/7. Which is just Nuketown 24/7.
I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy when you throw like the tomahawk.
Yeah, you just chuck it over to the
like
side, right? And you see the little
Yeah.
elimination.
Nice.
Because
you just pissed off that fucking person.
What the fuck? 'Cause he just watched the kill cam where you chuck it blindly.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a little fun.
I love those. No, that's fine. I don't mind that kind of stuff. That's why I play, is for fun little instances like that. Or when I go on a crazy tear like I send you. But man, I will say there are those people out there. There's just always going to be someone out there who's better than you.
Yeah, for sure.
These guys running around with a hot pink sniper rifle, just no scoping you like crazy. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck? He's like using a bolt action rifle faster than I can spray my AK-47.
It's always the hot pink one.
Dude.
It's always some bright, like, yo, I don't need the camouflage from you.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, come at me, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
and the reason why, too, is because, like, to get those colors, you have to get, like, 1 million headshots and 1 million kills with that gun. So they're just like jerking off all over you. They're like, hey, look at what I got. It's hot pink tiger stripe.
And they come and teabag you, like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can actually go up behind guys and fucking slit their throats from behind. And you have to sneak up on them and, like, hold down the button. And that's happened several times to me. It's a fun game, though. I will say, aside from, multiplayer being what it always is fun, fast-paced Call of Duty action. The campaign was actually surprisingly well done.
I feel like the majority of the campaigns are really good. It's just a lot of people don't play them. They go straight to online.
Yeah, I think that the only thing that I've noticed on certain games is when the story is not that compelling. You're just jumping around from situation to situation. But I think overall, generally, they're very good. And this one was no different, but it takes place in the 80s in the Cold War, which is really awesome. So there's a lot of 80s music in the background. And then there's flashbacks to Vietnam. So there's, you're riding in an Apache helicopter or whatever, flying down and like machine gunning people in Vietnam. It's with like Creedence Clearwater Revival in the background. It's fucking awesome.
The only thing about those, like,
but there's also a twist at the end. Which
you're like, I don't know if we don't get any of the cool guns of today, but then you're like, guns haven't really changed that fucking much.
Yeah,
like,
it hits the thing and it shoots the thing. Yeah, it's fine. There are a bunch of cool guns though. I mean, there's AK-47, there's M16, there's a couple cool shotguns, grenade launchers, all sorts of good stuff.
It'd be awesome, but obviously they'd have to pay a bunch of money for the licensing. If they were able to get like a Rambo-like character or like Commando like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that would have been fucking cool. And I know that probably would have cost a lot of fucking money. But
I will say that's one thing where this game kind of suffers is you can tell that there's going to be a million DLC things because there's only like I think maybe 8 or 9 maps total. Though there's like there's bigger versions of certain maps and smaller versions of certain maps for different game modes. And like Nuketown was not in it at launch. It's like a playlist thing, so you can't like select it normally. So there's little things like that, and then there's only like 6 different operators that you can choose from, which are your what your character looks like, and you have to unlock them doing certain challenges, like so many headshots, so many kill streaks, whatever.
They got to give all those guys that have been playing like 100 hours a week, reason to come back.
Reason to come back. But the problem being with that is that I've noticed at least is that most people who are not super sweaty are using the same 1 or 2 characters. So you see a million of this one guy with the same sunglasses running around. So you'll be like, you'll be chasing this guy like around a corner, and you're like, oh, I fucking got him. And then all of a sudden, somewhere else, the same guy is shooting you. Like, what the fuck?
Like, you get that Jurassic Park clever girl moment.
Yeah, exactly. You look over, he's like, oh my god, it's just some dude with sunglasses. So that's a little whack. I would love like a Rambo, or like if they really embraced the 80s and just had different 80s like action stars. Rambo, John McClane, Cobra. Like, dude, how sick would that be? I realize half of those are Sylvester Stallone.
Actually, I was gonna say Snake
Plissken. Yeah, that would be good too. And then like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just like, it would be cool to have those put into it because it kind of fits in with the 80s vibe. But who knows? I mean, I'm sure they'll just charge us real money for it.
Yeah,
that's what Activision's all about. But overall, man, it's a good game. You should definitely check it out, and it will convert over once you get your PS5, so we can still play it together.
That just means I have to buy it twice.
No, you don't.
What do you mean? Oh, if I do it digital.
If you do it digital, it'll convert over.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, and then we can play together tonight.
Nice.
Or tomorrow night. Or whatever. That's another thing. I got a bone to pick with my friend Anthony. He was like, dude, get Call of Duty. We'll play together. And now, every time I hit him up, he's like, I'm like, hey, man, you want to play Call of Duty? He's like, I'm playing Spider-Man. I'm like, you mean...
He meant eventually.
Yeah, he meant eventually.
This is the guy that called in.
Yeah, the guy called in. And yeah, he's always playing Spider-Man, and then he's like, and then the other day he's like, dude, I finally beat Spider-Man. I'm like, thank God we can play Call of Duty together.
Now I get to do it in hard mode.
He's like, and then next time I see him out, he's like, I'm like, oh, so how's Demon Souls, you piece of shit?
It's like, funny enough, it's great.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's funny. He doesn't even realize because he's like, dude, it's so awesome. I'm like, I'm sure it is. I'm just saying, why don't you play games with me?
I can't get mad at him. Yeah. He's such a likable guy. It's like it's hard to fucking be mad at him.
He's having fun with the system, playing what he wants. It just hurts my feelings a little. I just feel just like I'll just play with these fucking 13-year-old boys who I've never met before.
Yeah. I'll just make him mad.
Yeah. Just gonna say I'm gonna fuck his mom.
I wonder. I know there's jokes about that, but I wonder if that actually happened. Yeah. If anyone's listening and they had it, call in. I just like
call it right now on my phone.
No, let us know because I would love to hear that story.
Some comedian had a joke about that. I don't remember who it was.
I've seen it like in videos like YouTube and stuff like that.
It was either like it might have been Pete Holmes maybe, or he's like imagine you're about you're about to have sex with a nice lady. You come home and you meet her teen son, and he's like, oh, what's your name? Oh, I'm Pete. Oh, nice to meet you, man. It's like, oh, so you're playing Call of Duty. Is that a fun game? He's like, yeah. Are you, Bluesman 87? What? He's like, remember I said I was going to fuck your mom?
Yeah. That's just I've seen that video, and it's like, dude, I wonder if that's ever happened.
I wish.
That would be the best.
The most epic. He's like, I'm going to fucking teabag your mom tonight.
It's like, Mom, he said he was gonna. I would never.
I would never.
What?
Billy, you scamp.
I don't even own a what? A game box?
PS box?
What?
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
That's for children.
I had a Nintendo back when I was a kid. Let me tell you, you want some fun times? You should
Yeah.
play a Nintendo. Do they still make Nintendos?
Yeah, is Nintendo's still around?
God, not
I
for
did
much
remember
longer.
playing a Golden Eye. I think that was fun.
Yeah, I would play Odd Job and do slappers only.
Yeah.
Just that was the, I think that was the beginning of the cheaters in video games.
Oh yeah.
Was playing Odd Job, crouching down where you couldn't.
Because you had to aim down.
Yeah, you had to literally aim down to shoot him, and then just doing slappers only and just karate chopping people. Man.
I had a buddy, actually Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
So when we would play together, he had this cool. I mean, it worked until I figured it out. He would do proximity mines, and he wouldn't even shoot. He would just like run, have you chase, and while you're chasing, bloop bloop, just like drop him. So then you just like boom, you blow up like holy shit. So that was his cheat, and it worked for a while.
That's pretty sweet. In Call of Duty, I've done that before too because you can get a proximity mine, and like I'll run into a room about to set it down, and there'll be someone there, and I just chuck it at them, and it goes and blows like some sort of cool like death frisbee. Oh my god! Yeah, I mean, I hope you get your PS5 soon. I just need more people to play with.
Eventually.
What's the update on that? Have you heard? Nothing.
Nothing, man. Call back on Tuesday. I'm like, fuck you. Actually, no. I'm
fuck
not,
you and fuck Tuesday.
That was yeah. Fuck you and fuck Tuesday sideways. No, that was actually GameStop. Nothing against GameStop. They didn't do anything.
It's not their
fucking
fault.
wrong. It's not their fault. It's fucking FedEx with their thieving employees. Fuck them. Ship everything UPS. Or USPS.
Yeah, USPS needs to help the most, I think, because they were struggling because Trump was trying to shut them down.
Yeah. What? Mail by like voting by mail? Fuck that shit. No more mail.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy to me is that when FedEx loses the package, it's GameStop's fault because they never accept. And UPS is the same way too. So they never accept responsibility, which is the craziest situation for.
I actually looked up, like, I was Google searching, Matt, what can I do? Fucking FedEx lost my shit. And there was this forum with attorneys, and someone asked, and the attorney actually answers, like, technically, it's not your property until it's in your hands. It's like, so it's still GameStop's property, so you have no legal recourse to do anything. The sender has to file a claim if they want to pursue any legal action. It's like, fuck, man.
Well, the thing is, though, is like, you say it's not yours until it's in your hands. It was in FedEx's hands.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that bothers me.
Don't get me wrong. I'm chaotic evil or chaotic good. I'm with you. I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna go in there and get my shit that's rightfully mine.
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground, FedEx.
That's chaotic evil. But I'm like,
okay.
lawful good. Would be like, all right, well, this is the
I'll
law.
fill out the form, whatever form I need to fill out. I will do my due diligence.
There's injustice in this fucking world, and someone needs to do something about it.
Someone's gonna pay for it. I am the law. But that's what's crazy to me is that GameStop gives their property to FedEx, and FedEx with the understanding that they are going to deliver it to their customer.
You have one job to get it from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, you lost it. Well, I don't know.
Better call the guy who gave it to me. I don't know what he was thinking.
It's like, so let me get this straight. You guys know exactly where it was scanned in your building. Absolutely. We know it got from this belt, from this truck to this belt.
We have the most advanced tracking system of all carriers.
So okay.
Rest
so
assured.
You know where it got scanned. Absolutely.
100%.
Okay. And I'm assuming you have cameras to watch your place? Of course.
4K cameras covering the entire facility. Sir.
If someone gets hurt or something happens, we want a record of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can...
We have little drones that float around and track packages.
Yeah, so you could literally know where it was last, probably look at your camera...
Yep, 100%.
...and see who did it.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, are you going to do it? Nah.
No. It's against company policy.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Talk to the shipper. It's his fault.
Yeah, I mean,
why did he
if you try calling GameStop, maybe they have more they could send you.
Maybe, why they send a PS5 knowing that a lot of people here want it. That's really their fault.
There was a lot of those things in the warehouse, so it doesn't surprise me it got lost.
It's like, it makes me so fucking mad.
It's infuriating.
That they're like, I don't want to take responsibility.
Yeah. I don't understand how that works.
It's just like, oh,
there's literally no downside for them ever.
It's like you would think like, oh shit, we got an employee that's stealing stuff, and like people are gonna get mad and gonna make us look bad.
We're gonna have him beaten.
Yeah,
and we'll videotape it and we'll send you the video.
We will slap his hands.
We are so sorry. You'll watch. It'll be kind of like borderline snuff film, but it'll be tasteful too. So look forward to that in the mail. Like we'll make sure we send you a tracking number.
Like fire him. Like dude, fire the guy who fucking did it.
Yeah, and fire his whole family.
Yeah, all of them.
Because I know they're all working there. That's how these criminal rings get set up.
Dude, in the UK, I was reading it was a big fucking problem. A bunch of them got stolen there. FedEx. Chicago, same thing. Big fucking problem. All in one place. Dude, literally, I know I told you this, but when I was talking to one FedEx person, they're like, oh yeah, the South San Francisco one, they're known for losing shit. I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? If you know the location is known for losing shit, why
close that location?
Yeah, like instead of paying a bunch of times like the claims for companies, maybe clean the place up. Yeah. Fucking get rid of some people.
That's always the craziest thing to me is when they're like, "Oh yeah, that one. I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't send my worst enemy there."
It's like what the fuck? So you guys obviously know it's a problem.
It's like, the McDonald's on Mission Street. I wouldn't go there. Every time I go there, I literally shit blood. Yeah. It's like, what? Yeah, there's actually a whole page. There's a page called missionmcdonaldsbloodshitting.com. And if you go there, it's just pages and pages of testimonials. And this is just a known thing and no one's done anything about it. It's the most infuriating thing.
It's like, so why don't you guys do something to fix it? Well, we got to give our lawyers something to do. I mean, you got them on retainer.
It's all the way over there. I just stopped going there. You could just do that.
I've actually literally talked to people about that, and it wasn't McDonald's. I think it was a Wendy's.
Yeah.
Back when I ate garbage food like that, I went to one.
Sometimes you gotta. It's okay.
I went to one, and
McRib is back. Hashtag McRib is back.
Yeah. I don't care. I've never had one.
You should have one now.
But I've definitely had an employee where they're like, I was just having a conversation waiting for food, and they're like, "Oh, I work over here," and they're like, "Oh, do you ever go to the Wendy's or whatever it was? You ever go there?" I'm like, "Yeah, sometimes." They're, "Oh, dude."
They put broken glass in their burgers.
Yeah, I was like, I would never eat there. I'm like, holy shit, what has this guy seen?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to say, but I would not eat there.
Yeah, just saying. Hairs and bodily fluid.
Yeah.
Just don't.
And not necessarily in that order.
Yeah. Then I immediately regret it. Like, fuck, how many fucking burgers have I eaten there?
You're like, God damn, I really want a Baconator, though.
That doesn't sound half bad, actually.
Yeah, just fucking Baconator. You just strip off those buns. It's keto, bro.
There you go.
Yeah. Their burgers are delicious. I haven't been there in probably 2-3 years, but I remember them fondly. Yeah, it's now I think the other example of that is like one of my favorite pizza places in the city, Signore's Pizza, which we've frequented quite a bit.
I have not gone since
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But every time I would go there, it was a 50-50 shot of getting diarrhea. But
worth it.
The pizza was so good that I would risk it every time.
Barbecue chicken slices.
Yeah, that one fucking got me all the time. I think it was the Signore sauce that they have, which is this really good, like, it's like half pesto, half marinara, half like maybe ranch or something sauce that you could put on the pizza called Signore sauce. And they have it in those little self-serve containers in a big bucket in the cooler where the beer and stuff is. And I feel like they make it at like the beginning of the week.
Oh,
like the closer it gets to the end of the week, the higher that percentage of diarrhea goes up.
You go, hey, Poppy, when did you make that thing? You're like,
is it December yet? She's like,
you're like,
oh,
okay,
shit.
Skip that.
All right, just give me one instead of two.
Worth it.
Worth it.
You know how
later,
you know?
Just, it was so good.
You know how you know that place is good? Mm-hmm. All the employees are dicks.
Yeah, they're all fucking
assholes. And the reason
they're always busy.
Yeah, on their fucking phones. Like, hella people waiting. They don't give a fuck. They're just... And you know...
I've literally had them say, yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. The fuck you want? You know why? Because they know you're going to fucking stay and buy it. They know. They don't have to give good customer service because you're going to come back.
I know. I'm just so ashamed. I'm like, I am a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'll have a medium barbecue chicken, please.
You know, because if it was a place where someone's like, yeah, what the fuck you want? You're like, you know what? Taking my business elsewhere.
You know what? I'm going to go to the other place down the street that's even better.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen
It
with
doesn't happen.
Senores because they're great.
Because they fucking know.
Yeah.
You're going to want
God.
that chicken barbecue piece. Shut the
God
fuck up.
damn.
Eat it. Eat it.
Eat it like the piece of garbage you are.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You want ranch dressing, you fat fuck? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yes, please. Blue
Jesus,
blue
man.
cheese.
Blue cheese is fucking bomb on
Dude,
fucking
it's so
crust.
good. It's so
I
good.
I learned that from a friend. I
Blue
always
cheese
did
is
ranch.
it's an adult condiment.
This
for
was
sure.
recently. Someone was like, dude, why don't you get a blue cheese for the crust? I'm like, what?
Ooh, so good.
Fucking weird. And I did. I'm like, holy shit, I love pizza crust now. Only with blue cheese.
Yeah, it's so tasty. I love it. Signori sauce, man. I'm telling you,
I never did it.
you should. It's worth it, 100%. It's not that bad of diarrhea, but it can be inconvenient if you have work.
You know,
or whatnot.
I never had that. I've never had, or maybe I did, and I was like, it must have been from all the beer the night before.
Maybe, yeah. We were also drinking heavily
Yeah.
when we went there.
So I was like,
That could have caused diarrhea too, Christian. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I've definitely been there, not drunk, or like ordered delivery and stuff, and man,
now I
rough.
really want their mozzarella sticks.
god damn.
Well, free shout out to fucking
Signore's Pizza. 50% of the time, they give you diarrhea every time.
fucking coin toss.
But they're so worth it. So good. Even though they're assholes. That is funny.
That goes to show, like, dude,
It's so
I
good.
literally have a 50% chance that I'm gonna shit my pants, but I'm still gonna get it.
My favorite burrito place is like that too. I used to go there so much because I used to drink right down the street and they were open till like 3 a.m. And so I would go in there like multiple times a week, maybe 2 times a week, every week almost. And there's always the same lady working the cash register. And I always try to be friendly.
Can I guess before you say the name?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Guadalupe.
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara, sorry.
Yeah, Guadalajara. You know the one. Yeah. Every time I go there, I'm like, hey, what's up? Nice to see you again. She's like, what do you want? I'm like, okay, oh, God. Pastor burrito, please. No salsa. It's like, ugh. Like rolls her eyes. Like, I'm like, oh, God. And all I want is some recognition that she knows that I've been there 8,000 times. And it never happens, but I keep going back.
I know that place is bad because of service. I'm not gonna say the friend but because he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he definitely had a bad experience to the point where he asked for his money back, he got it, and then he flipped the food.
Yes.
Like, that's how...
I know the friend. I was there when he told the story.
I was like, holy... Because he's normally very... I'll say this, Latin, and he's
Yeah.
very respectful when he deals with his elders.
Apparently
but
not.
Not that time. Like, that's how much they pushed him.
Yeah. I would never do that because I want to be able to go back.
Yeah, I mean, I would never, period.
I love it. All right. Well, I think we went off on enough tangents for one episode, Christian.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it started all off with gender politics, and we somehow ended up on food service standards.
Our official stance is like, we don't care.
Yeah, do
we'll call
whatever-
you whatever you want us to call you.
Yeah, and if you give us diarrhea half the time, it's okay, as
Yeah.
long as you're delicious.
Yeah, it's fine.
There you go.
Were we talking about transgender people or were we talking about food?
Both.
Yeah, why not?
Who can tell, Christian? Who can tell? Make sure you guys check out nerdswithfriendspodcast.com for all of our info, our Twitter, Instagram, not OnlyFans.
Working on it.
Working on it still. But our TikTok and Facebook and stuff is all there too. And make sure you guys, let us know a comment. Send us a, comment on this video on YouTube. Send us some friendly tweets. Let us know what games you're playing on your PS5.
Slide into the DMs on the gram.
Yeah, what places give you diarrhea.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
actually, yeah, I'd be down to hear those
I'd be
stories.
down to hear those stories. And thank you, Christian, for, as always, coming in. I hope you get your PS5 soon.
Me too.
Yeah. To all the nerds out there, remember, you're not alone. You're with friends. This is Nerds with Friends. Thank you, and good night.